from Kim, and she get fucked all night.
Hey, how's it going? It's your boy Chiefs Rays Bolts here coming at you with a delayed Jaguars Chiefs recap. Been a busy week. Let's get into it. The Chiefs defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars in the divisional round of this year's NFL playoffs. And it came with a lot of drama and a lot of adversity for the Chiefs, which obviously was unpredictable before the game started. So let's just get into it. The Jaguars would get the ball first. They go 3 and out. The Chiefs defense holds early. The Chiefs then go downfield 12 plays. It's a 6-minute drive that would result in a touchdown. It's a Travis Kelce touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes, 8 yards. The extra point from Harrison Butker is good. So about 7 minutes into the game, the Chiefs are up 7-0. The Jags get the ball back, and they would get down the field pretty easily on this drive. Just 5 plays, less than 3 minutes, it would be a Christian Kirk touchdown pass from Trevor Lawrence. It was a one-on-one with Karlaftis, and Karlaftis going in one-on-one coverage just doesn't work. So, of course, he gets burned here, and the Jags tie it up relatively quickly. The Chiefs get the football back. This is just the second drive of the game for the Chiefs. And Patrick Mahomes gets tackled on the ankle. That would spark major concern for the team. Because it didn't look pretty on the replay. It didn't look pretty based on Mahomes' reaction getting up. He was clearly in pain, or at least an extent of distress. It didn't feel good for him. And you could see it. And you could feel it. And just instantly you're like, this happening this early into the game. Second play of the drive just spells trouble. It feels like we're fucked. It feels like we're fucked. Because 2 years ago versus the Browns in the divisional round, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Mahomes didn't actually go out with injury until the third quarter. So the Chiefs had already at that point sustained somewhat of a lead, and the defense had been holding up enough to where you knew that it would be difficult, but it wasn't out of reach. So Mahomes goes out, and you're instantly thinking the worst. Broken ankle, broken something. He's done for the game. He's done for the year. And we're just fucked. That's what it felt like. No. He comes back in and finishes this drive out. Clearly in pain. Limping after every play that he does. Limping during the plays. Dude's an absolute warrior, man. I cannot admire him enough. He is everything you could ever ask for in a quarterback. And he never, ever gives up on a play, even when he's literally limping because he has a sprained ankle. He finishes the drive out, sets Harrison Butker up for a 50-yard field goal, to which he would actually make. Harrison Butker makes the field goal. It's 10-7 Chiefs. Still, though, 3-point lead. Mahomes on a bad ankle now. Oh, boy. Defense holds up, though. The Jags get the ball back. They would punt it. The Chiefs get the ball back, and it didn't look good at first to begin this drive because the Jacksonville punter would pin the Chiefs down at their own 2-yard line. And Chad Henne's coming in because the coaches refuse to let Mahomes back in the game until he gets his x-rays done. So Chad Henne comes in the game, pinned at his own 2-yard line. Nobody's thinking that he's going to go down 98 yards and score a touchdown. But that's exactly what he did. Anything is possible, baby. Any time Henne comes into a game, it's just, he's the backup. So you're just thinking the worst. But oh no. He's a damn good backup. He is one of the most reliable backups in the league. It's not even out of question. This is twice now. In Chad Henne's time on the Chiefs, this is the second time he's clutched up in not just any old game, but the playoffs. 2 years ago against the Browns. Held off the Browns, went to the next round. Does it again in this game. He goes down 98 yards and gets the touchdown. It's Travis Kelce pass. It's his second of the day. The extra point is good. I couldn't believe that it just Chad Henne. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. Just Chad Henne. What a Kansas City legend. The most legendary backup player of all time. The Jags get the ball back. Chiefs up 17-7, and they would go downfield and eventually get a 41-yard field goal. The Chiefs get the ball back, and they would, with 27 seconds, just send it into halftime. They nailed it, and let's begin the second half of the game, shall we? The Chiefs received the ball first, and they would end up punting. Mahomes is back in, replacing Chad Henne, and Mahomes is still visibly struggling on his ankle. So the Chiefs' offense struggles a little bit. They would punt the ball away, and it would be followed by 3 more punting drives between the Jags and Chiefs until the Chiefs get the ball back, and they would go 5 plays, 2 minutes. It's a 50-yard field goal again from Harrison Butker with 8 seconds left. in the third. And the Chiefs are up 20-10. It's a 2-score game in the fourth quarter, and you're feeling good about it. Even though Mahomes is on a bad angle, you're still feeling good about it because the offense is still rolling. Or at least rolling enough to get field goals. The Jags get the ball back, however, and then they would go down and get a touchdown. It's Travis Etienne, 4-yard rush. And Etienne, been a low-key guy this year. I feel like I haven't heard his name very much, but he is a dangerous running back. He has been exceptional for the Jaguars as of late, from what I've seen. And you knew not to take him lightly coming into this week, but he played phenomenally for the Jaguars, and he's going to be a serious threat for the team next year. But, they get the touchdown on this drive, and it's 2017 Chiefs. And the stress starts ensuing because you're like, oh my God, we have an injured Patrick Mahomes out there limping on every play. And the Jags, who are red hot, are staying in this with us. The Chiefs get the ball back, however. They go downfield and get a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, on a bad ankle, throws it up to Marquez Valdez-Scantling for 6 yards. The Chiefs get the touchdown, and I can't believe it. I really can't. Mahomes limping the entire drive after every play. During the plays, he just kind of waddles there in the pocket on 2nd and goal at the Jacksonville 6, and just on his good ankle just kind of jumps up and tosses one to Marquez Valdez-Scantling for the touchdown to make it a 2-score game once again. The Chiefs then kick the ball off to the Jaguars, and they kick it off to Jamal Agnew, who had been running all over the special teams all day because it's a new week and Dave Tube still sucks and still needs to be fired. Agnew in this game had 3 kick returns for 131 yards. That's just unacceptable in a playoff game. And it would have been a lot more, and he could have actually even gotten a touchdown on this kick had Harrison Butker not head dove for the tackle. Harrison Butker, of all people, make the tackle on Agnew and prevent a likely touchdown for the Jags on a kick return. So it could have been a lot worse if not for Harrison Butker. Harrison Butker had a great game, actually. So then, rather than a touchdown, they start at their own 45, and then they would go out all the way to a 1st and goal at the Kansas City 9. And Trevor Lawrence throws a pass to Agnew, who makes a move and then just drops it. Just drops the football unexpectedly, and it's recovered by Nick Bolton. The Chiefs, ladies and gentlemen, when the Jags in the red zone recover a fumble, and that saved our asses. It really did. If not for that, this game would have been a hell of a lot closer. Jags probably might have even won the game. So this was truly like what saved the Chiefs' asses this game. The Chiefs didn't do anything with that opportunity, just burning 1 minute, and they go 3 and out. The Jags get the ball back, but on the second play of that drive, 2nd and 6 at the 50, Trevor Lawrence throws a deep right pass intended for Zay Jones, and it's one-handed picked off by Jalen Watson at the Kansas City 30. So Trevor Lawrence intercepted by Jalen Watson, totally clutch. And with little under 4 minutes left, the game's still not over. It's 2 scores, but the Chiefs still need to go get some first downs. They got 1 whole first down. That was it. And they would have to give the ball up again. And the Jags don't waste any time. 37 yards in just 39 seconds. And they would settle for a field goal real quick. Try to get the onside kick. It's a 48-yard field goal. They try to get the onside kick. It's recovered by Tony. And the game is over. Game is over. And the Chiefs hold off the Jaguars, who we knew coming into this game weren't a team to take lightly because, well, they've been good recently. They basically had 2 straight playoff games in a row, having the win-and-in situation in Jacksonville to end the regular season, and then the 27-point comeback against the Chargers in the wild card round. So the Jags, red hot, have played with incredible adversity the last 2 weeks, and so you knew they weren't a team to take lightly. With this loss, Trevor Lawrence has now, for the first time in his career, lost a game on Saturday. That includes high school, college, and the NFL, if you can believe that. It's one of the weirdest stats I've ever come across, but it's true. This is his first ever career Saturday loss, dating back to high school. But yeah, what was really weird about this game for me was a few things. First of all, with Mahomes on a bad ankle, clearly limping, clearly struggling, loses his mobility to run outside of the pocket, the Jags rarely blitzed him. The Jags rarely pressured him. It was weird. You'd think yeah, challenge Mahomes. He's hurt. Take advantage of that. Go blitz him, pressure him, make him throw the ball away. The Jags rarely did that. The Jags instead seemed more interested in making sure they tackled Jerick McKinnon constantly, who was quiet this game. McKinnon had 11 carries for only 25 yards, averaged 2.3 yards per carry. So it seemed like the Jags cared more about stopping Jerick McKinnon than a bad ankle Patrick Mahomes and a wide open Travis Kelce. It seemed like Kelce was just getting open over and over and over again throughout this game, and I couldn't believe it. 2 touchdowns on the day for Kelce. Something the Jaguars just didn't do. They didn't cover Kelce. They seem to care more about blocking Jerick McKinnon and tackling him, who's been a threat for the Chiefs for the last several weeks, than actually covering Travis Kelce, which is weird. So Kelce was left wide open all game. Butker went 2 for 2 on field goals, 3 for 3 on extra points. Kudos to Butker. I hope he has his confidence back. I hope he has his swag back because we really need it. We really need it now that Mahomes is going to be on a bad ankle the rest of the season. Yeah, we're going to need that clutchness from Butker. We need to make those long field goals when we need it. So with this win, the Chiefs go back to the AFC Championship for the 5th straight season. Not only are they back in it, but they host it for the 5th straight season. Unheard of territory for the Kansas City Chiefs. What Mahomes has done for this team is beyond remarkable. Listen, us Chiefs fans, we simply can't take this for granted. This is the golden era of Chiefs football. That's just simply put the golden era of Chiefs football. Can't take it for granted. It's become so routine to host the AFC Championship that we've been renaming it to the Arrowhead Invitational, as if it's a golf tournament, because it's a yearly thing. I just can't believe it. It's become so routine that it didn't even hit me until a few days after the game that, oh my God, we're in the AFC Championship. We're 1 win away from the Super Bowl. Like, it didn't hit me how it would have hit me 3 years ago when we beat the Colts in the divisional round. Truly insane. I just can't take any of this for granted as a Chiefs fan. But the Chiefs will play Cincinnati. They will play the Bengals. They will play the Bengals for the 4th time in the last, 400-ish days, year and a quarter. Very short period of time that the Chiefs played the Bengals. They're 0-3 against them. So the Chiefs get an opportunity for revenge against the Cincinnati Bengals, as they have lost all 3 games that they have played against them since Joe Burrow became their quarterback. The Chiefs have a prime opportunity to get their revenge just for the AFC Championship in general. And there's been a lot of talk and a lot of disrespect coming out of not only the Bengals fan base, but their organization as a whole. Let's be honest. If you're a Chiefs hater, you probably hate the Chiefs for one of 2 reasons. Reason 1, jealousy that they're so good. That's what the Patriots were. It was just jealousy. And I admit it now that the Brady era is over there and they're back to mediocrity. Yeah, we all hated the Patriots because they were good. That's just how it is. I proudly admit, I disliked the Patriots for the longest time because they were good. And I was jealous of that. I wanted a good team. And so when you see them just every single year, they won't be brought down. It's so frustrating because you're like, oh my God, somebody bring them down. They're too good. That's just how it is. So that's reason 1. Reason 2, Patrick Mahomes' family. You just don't want to see Jackson Mahomes twerking on TikTok. And believe me, neither do I. You don't want to hear Brittany Mahomes screaming off the top of her lungs on a Twitter video. And believe me, neither do I. So if you dislike the Chiefs and you're rooting for the Chiefs to lose and you're consistently showcasing a little bit of trash talk or hatred towards the Chiefs, it's more than likely for one of those 2 reasons I just listed. However, with the Cincinnati Bengals, I can't explain it. It's so weird. You would think for a fan base that hasn't seen anything better than mediocrity for the last 4 decades, they would be a little bit more humble now that they're actually a serious threat year in and year out to the AFC. But no, they're the opposite. From what I've seen, and listen, every fan base has bad people. Every fan base has those people where you just can't stand to listen to, can't stand to look at their tweets, whatever. And Twitter does bring out the worst of every fan base, let's be real. But from what I've seen from the Bengals fan base is just disrespect. And it's every single time we play them. We got Eli Apple now calling Arrowhead Burrowhead. And Bengals fans following that, acting like it's some big own. We own you in Arrowhead. It's like you beat us once in Arrowhead in a 3-point game in which you were down 21-3 at halftime. I don't want to hear like, oh, well, we own you. No, you've beaten us by 3 points, 3 straight games, based on self-inflicted crucial mistakes by the Chiefs. And every time I upload a recap on Bengals games, I don't get any respect from Bengals fans. I don't get nothing but, oh, well, you're just jealous, or you're just mad, you're crying, and you just coming up with these excuses. It's like, watch my video. Everything I say, I guess, is an excuse. I can't say anything without it being an excuse to Bengals fans, and then I'm crying over the fact that we lost by 3 points to them. It didn't feel good to lose the AFC Championship last year, but it is what it is, and we get our rematch now. But more than anybody, Eli Apple aside, Twitter fan base aside, the one guy that's really just pissed me off is the literal mayor of Cincinnati. What a cocky douche that guy is. Tweeting today about how he proclaims January 29, you play us day or something like that, where they're just so confident. And you have, like I said, the literal mayor of Cincinnati posting Photoshop pictures of Mahomes being Joe Burrow's son. And it's like, this is shit that's tweeted by 13-year-olds on Twitter, not the literal mayor of Cincinnati. Like I said, for a team that struggled for so many decades and never experienced anything better than mediocrity, you'd think the fan base would be a little bit more humble now that they have an actual good team around them. And they will have a good team for years to come. But no, it's the opposite. They love to run their mouths and be cocky little pricks all the time. And I just don't get it. Okay. You win. You've won the last 3 games. Okay. Was it dominating fashion? No, you lost by 3 points every single time. You've won by 3 points every single time. You're going to sit here and act like you absolutely own us. And I'm just so sick and tired of seeing it. I'm so sick and tired of seeing the arrogance coming out of Cincinnati. The players, the fan base, the mayor, the whole organization. I'm tired of it. They've just very quickly become one of the most insufferable fan bases in the sport, which is so weird. I would have never suspected Cincinnati of all places. But yes, they fought very hard to earn that right. Most insufferable fan base as of right now in the NFL. And that's saying a lot when you have markets like New York and Boston and LA. Saying a lot. But that's exactly how they are. Catch me on my predictions this week. I'm 10-0 on predictions so far this playoff, so I highly suggest you tune into that video when I upload it. And I'll catch you then. Go Chiefs, baby. Beat them Bengals. Let's go.